back. Hopefully a different routine at some point, but right now, just this is the way it is. Okay, sort of, yeah, his power is back. Gas is back. Of course, reality is back, or whatever you want to call it. God, I'd rather just shut that stuff off. Forgot about what I was gonna bring up. Yeah, so one of the areas here that's kind of upscale, the power is still kind of on and off. Of course, they might have their reasons, at least they say, on a third dimensional level, but on a fourth dimensional level, it did feel like it was done by design, or you can call it a galactic war, or whatever it is. That's definitely some certain places are not allowed to, like my work is dead. like don't even bother. Places no power. It's not a big, it's kind of run down where it's at now. I thought it was perfect before. That's probably down too, possibly. But it's not like it's like in a high rise or anything like that. No, it's far from it. But it's fine for what, anyway. Yeah, my manifesting is like, it's like ass backwards. It's like I was not manifesting my job, and I'm still there. I try to manifest myself away from the place. I'm still there. So I don't know anything about manifesting. I suck at it. Yeah, it's like I want nothing to do with the place. I'm trying to get away from it, and I'm trying to do something with it, and I'm not getting anywhere. Of course, I might be a little too early for that. So, but it has everything you need for starting something new. Just if anything new is gonna work is another story, but who knows, whatever. But it just felt there's a galactic war of just keeping things kind of like keeping the lights out for whatever reason. They're not going to tell us why. Obviously, is it politically motivated? Yes and no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no with that. Yeah, it's very general. It's just for obvious reasons. Not as best, the less you know, the better. But I just felt there was definitely a lot of agendas to keeps the lights off for wherever it was. Like if you're in a neighborhood and your lights are off, doesn't mean they're coming after you, but just they have their reasons. You know, just yeah. Either way, obviously, a lot of people got hit pretty hard, especially around the beach areas. Like they already threw their whole house out. Is there anything else to throw out? So, yeah, a lot of places are still offline, business-wise. There's still Dunkin' Donuts I don't know how that does it. They just found, I don't know how that works. I'm not going to go into details. Dunkin' Donuts seems to be alive. Everything else is dead. The grocery stores are alive. Everything else is dead. Dunkin' Donuts and the grocery stores, I guess that's all. Because Dunkin' Donuts, has a donut, people think they're being saved, but just don't eat that crap. Jeez. I'm not known enough for them to come after me by saying that. Fucking donuts are like the worst thing you can eat, man. Unless you want to die. Suicide pill. Pretty much. That's not a good way to go either. Actually, oh god, it's like a slow death. Like eat your whole intestines out. Okay, maybe it's not like anyway. So disclosure energies. Back to that. God help us all. Turn it off. I don't know why. It was like all these alien disclosure people. Why? I don't know why I'm here. I just get away from these people. It's like a cancer. But anyway. It's just hard to say where that's. It does seem like we're on some kind of path for that at some point. Eventually. It's really hard to say when or the details on that, of course. Something like that. I mean, I've been talking about this stuff like years for too long. I kind of gave up on it because it wasn't going anywhere. But things have been getting kind of, old man dies, one storm after the other, killing the economy here. Okay. And you got this religion, the political thing is like a big cartoon. It's like a nightmare. And I don't feel anything from any of it. It just feels just, who cares? I just put a just stick. I know it's the end of the world out there, cartoon land, no matter what happens. So, God, just whatever. It's a bad movie. It's a B movie. So, so what's happening? Yeah, obviously, I feel like I'm being blocked from all what's happening, like through the storm, like on a fourth dimensional level for obvious reasons. I mean, they just want to pull fear out of people, pull just chaos, just want to get people infighting, obviously, especially during an election and everything. They just want to just burn everything, obviously. At least some that, well, at least they're trying to. It's not getting anywhere with that. Always keep the internet kind of toxic. Keep the mindset. One thing I've learned, about, was it X or Twitter or whatever it is, very third dimensional thinking for sure. Talk about, of course, then again, there is a lot of spiritual stuff or whatever that is, alien propaganda. Of course they've been around for a while, but anyway. But it is very third dimensional there. To go back to the political or the storm energies, it feels like there's a lot of reptilian energy that just, at least the Draconian, I don't know, you just want to prove that this world's not going to evolve or get anywhere. You just want to keep it under lock and key. Well, I just want to, I don't know, to just feel like they're like the parents of this place. In some ways, they just don't feel like we know what we're doing, but either way. Well, it's like, I get from some of the Draconians, doesn't mean they're necessarily negative, they're not exactly the best, but they're, some of their vibes are just like, I just want to prove that we're just not ready for anything. We're just still youngsters. Like I said, checklists, of just, always this area, they don't know anything. That area, they're not ready. So it's something like that, like a survey type thing. I think they all kind of do it to a certain level, but it's not. It's still good. Some kind of disclosure. I mean, we're here for some reason. Of course, I've said that about other stuff. Who knows? At this point, we just kind of let it. If you're not looking for it, just let it find you. Wherever this is going, like a job you didn't want. That here you go. Here's a job you don't want. Or several jobs you don't want. Manifesting fail. You're just gonna, as long as you're just, whatever it's given to you, just work with what you got. Because my boss is like reincarnated evil. And I don't miss him, that's for sure. Far from it. I'm just surprised it lasted this long. Of course, not everybody saw that side. Obviously, evil has to put on a presence, a personality, character, has to sell itself. That's exactly what he did, and not everybody liked him, but it's a horrible fucking person, though. It's disgusting. I avoided him. Other people avoided him. So, you knew that. That's why I don't know anything. Before he dies, I don't know anything. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't figure he was going to live this. I figured he would live, whatever, who knows. Anyway, enough of that. So going to some of what's happening with the agendas. If I can even away from how this happened, I feel like I'm just getting pushed back. There's just, when I was there, it's just chaos frequency. But it's still all of this feels like it's leading to some kind of disclosure at some point or another somewhere down the line. Could be never. Which doesn't help on timeline for that. But right now, the alien religions are definitely kicking in. They're having a blast. Somebody has to, right? shit. I haven't talked comedy private sessions. Scheduler. The shop here. Maybe. That worked. Oh yeah, that's right. And Asheville is gone. It was a media blackout. I was gonna put that in the thing. So Asheville, yeah, got wiped out by the last hurricane that was here. And they had no idea it was coming. It's kind of like Katrina, and just flooded the place. And it was uninhabitable. I mean, there's places that are habitable, but it just kind of, but there's no coverage of it. Maybe a little bit, but not much. It's just like, it's not a political state like Florida is. Florida's kind of a, you know, and so it's kind of messed up. So I'm gonna put that in let's see here. Yeah, so there's a media blackout, so I don't know if it has any images of what happened there. No, it's walking through a hurricane. Yeah, it's like a, yeah. God, you can't do anything. There you go, media blackout. Right there. Wait for the pop-up. Yeah, just kind of just devastated the place. There's really no, there you go. Just wiped it out. Just wiped out the whole, I think wiped out the whole, it's in the mountains, so wiped out the whole city. So you just can't, yeah, I don't know if there's anything left of the place. And that Helene came and just wiped it out. Just like that. And the media doesn't care. I'm not sure that's, yeah, maybe it looks at the bright side of it when the whole place is freaking gone. Yeah, so, which is, talk about, I guess it's all about the ratings. So messed up. It's like we're living in time, like a narcissistic timeline. Nothing different than the ancient Romans or anything like that. And those that are looking for the positive of everything and just living delusional, like that was supposed to be a Hurricane 1 that hit us, is actually a 5 that hit us. And of course they're living comfortable in their beds and everything, as we were all just, you know, sitting in a 2-hour line for gas and everything. So they couldn't handle this. I doubt it. All right, I doubt it. They can just talk all the time. It's, yeah, the spiritual community still has a lot of growing up to do. It's never going to grow up, obviously, fully. But you know, when you have the hipsters out there and they're just poisoning airwaves, that's the whole point too. It's like to put delusion out there. It's selling great, just like any other religion, and just put all this, the mindset. You grab the mindset and you just poison it, and it just like any religion, and it just, away you go. So this disclosure stuff, who knows? You really don't know until it happens. So there's a possibility. It's like betting on that's like betting on Bitcoin. It's like, who knows? Like on the lotto or anything like that, you have no idea. That's why I gave up on it, because I didn't really get any indication of it. Just go wander around, live in the zombie apocalypse and just make the best of it. Yeah. And for those that want to live forever, yeah. I'm not sure where you can go for that. I guess you get, well, if you want to live to your 90s, I guess there's, I don't know. Yeah, anyway. So going to the astral energies, yeah, I've just been going just a neutral connection with that. Just, I'm not sick of all these alien personalities. Like, God, it's like a smorgasbord of just cartoon energy. So just connect to the neutral energies, like the councils, I can say, that are just, I don't know, give their point of view. just anyway, just an astral connection, and just go with that. Not worry about it. Not here to entertain. I hope not. God, I hope it's enough of that. Yeah, I don't see this world changing. I mean, if alien disclosure occurs, it will annoy a lot of people because it's messing with their reality of chaotic and whatever it is, materialistic nothing. World War III. Of course, they'll think that they won't trust. A lot of people here will not trust them for obvious reasons, even if they are the good guys. And they're not going to here to save us. Like, people get pissed off about that. Religion. Well, religions obviously will hate them because it's not part of their agenda. Of course, they have the alien. Some of these alien groups would get mad because they're not. The alien beings are here not talking to them, so they get pissed off about that. So it's not all roses if they do show up. And not to say the aliens will get. There are definitely groups that will come here and start acting like humans and just, talk about World War III. It's like, whatever, doing the same nonsense we do. Not all of them do that. But anyway, the ones that I pick up, they'll be here. I don't have a name for them. I don't care. Just so many galactic names. This place is such a. Whatever. As well as a t-shirt. It's a cartoon. The bad cartoon. Yeah, I know I lost my sense of humor with this place a long time ago. I know you're supposed to have a sense of humor here, but I have some, but it's like, just make it stop. It's not. Some people need it for their growth, obviously. They can make it easier by not crying about World War III and just letting a lot of stuff go, but they're not going to do that. Well, it's ratings, it's whatever, it's fears, it's you create your own misery. Or you get pulled into a job you don't want. Whatever. Manifesting fail. But either way, so yeah, all right. We're just going to the astral energies, neutral connection, and see where we get for that. So, all right, blessings for that. Grease you away from astral, neutral connections. As you can see, some are addicted to chaos. Is it a mental disorder? Well, it's psychosis is what some need to go through to heal their darkness. It's like you kind of manifest your fears to some level, maybe not fully. You get others talking about it, but you kind of the edge of creating it, but not necessarily creating it. It's like the World War III or the end of the civilizations. Also it shows that society is resetting itself to some level. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Just the human is known to just, be its worst enemy, as you can see. The weather energies, a lot of this is Mother Nature, clearing out a lot of the darkness. Mother Nature herself has, some of its anger towards society because it's still kind of doing it the same, it's in its same cycle. And the idea is to kick it out of its old cycle. And Asheville is different ways of looking at that. There's so many different perspectives of that, but just basically, somebody feel like the rich is involved in all of this. They're not that powerful, but they'll take advantage of situations like that. Now, remember that, though. So, and once again, the human mind can create all these different scenarios. So, there's only so much we can say here, because we know what we say here doesn't go very far, because people have already made their minds up. So, what does it matter? But the rich do take advantage of situations. That's why it's, the rich did that. It's like, not necessarily. They're not that wise. They're not that powerful. But, people give their power away here a lot. There's a lot of that here. There's a society here gives their power. Not everybody, but a good portion gives their power away. So, we just, what Mother Nature itself, just, you can say, part of it, just tired of how the human cycle is going. It's like to break people out of their old, life cycles to bring in something new. Those that are on the coastlines get very arrogant and very just lazy and just, it's like it gets them to do something. Get back to society to, they have, some of them have a life, not all of them, but some do have a life of luxury and just live kind of a quiet, almost an empty life. It's like, now give some of your riches to others, help others out, and as you lose everything, now's your chance to redeem yourself here. It's one way of looking at it. Not all are going through that, but there is a frequency there. Yeah, because some that live on the beach, they just check out from society. They just kind of live the high life. And yeah, you enjoy it for a while, but eventually it's like, it's good to share it every now and then. And they're not known to share it, maybe within their friend circle, but not necessarily with others. It's kind of like, you can do more with your life than just live a life of luxury. You can actually be a little bit more constructive with it, creative with it, whatever it might be. You'd be surprised how many, yes, as many want to be wealthy, how many of those are actually, yeah, you become wealthy, then what? You just sit there and do nothing and just parade with it. You have talents and it's good to explore them and to see what you can bring to this reality. And yes, this reality is not always, you try to create something and it pushes back and it just, it doesn't make it easy. But the more you just keep trying and trying, eventually something will come through at some point. Well, it's just not, obviously there are many here that are keeping the system going by just going to your regular job and just keeping, but that's part of just, it's you can say your contribution to reality. It's just, it's not, I'm supposed to be the most, well, also those that are on a daily grind to get up, go to work and do that. Well, it's like, do you want to keep doing this? You can if you want to. And there are other options, of course. You might not always want those options. But it also shows that you don't have to keep incarnating here either. So it's like, sometimes you're just done with your incarnation cycle. And the reason you do the job every day is it kind of like, I don't think I need this anymore. I can go somewhere else. And you can do more angelic. It does help. You'd be surprised. The everyday grind work, like your 7 days, working 5 days a week, whatever you want to call it, does help people eventually. For those that become more spiritual at some point, they might not always be happy with the spirit realms. They feel like this is all you're giving me and all that. But you'd be surprised how many get more connected to the spirit realms too. Like it or not, it's there and it actually helps your spiritual growth. For those that are on that path, you'd be surprised. It's like, I might be working this job and just work with what you have. It's not like a Yeshua incarnation where you're walking around healing people. And well, you are in your own way, actually. It's just very covert, very quiet. It's just more through words than it is through a show, basically. And the alien religion energies, well, for some of them that are involved, the preachers and alien preachers that are out there, they're humans that are here. They're, they are, you can say they're doing their magic. It's kind of like a magic show in some way, especially if they have some kind of aliens, sighting when they're preaching their belief systems. And they can manifest, but it's those that are, the people also give that power too to be created at the same time. But also the aliens want to just show you are on the right path, even if they are on the path of being under someone's control. Well, a lot of people cannot do things on their own. They need someone to lead them. Doesn't mean it's always the best place, but it's part of their evolution. They're getting somewhere. Eventually, they'll break out of the group mindset at some point if they want to and figure out what they want for them. I don't know what they want, so they just go with the crowds. It just, like, you'd be surprised. Like in Yeshua's time period, how many followed him and not realizing their own abilities were actually there. Like they're afraid to use them. It's like, oh, he's doing his thing. I shouldn't even bother. And after he died, and it's like, well, maybe I should start to look at my, maybe maybe I should start exploring what I can do. So they give you some points of view there. So it's all stages of one's incarnation cycle. And yes, you're always going to have your those that are focused on the physical realms, because they're the ones creating this reality. So somebody has to be focusing on it. And those of you who are connecting more physical, but also non-physical realms, and healing both sides. Not easy. Neither one are perfect. Yes, there are non-physical realms that don't believe physical even exists. It's just the thought of it. It's like we're non-physical beings, but in our minds we're kind of physical, and if they aren't, so they have that kind of bizarre mindset also. So you're not the only world that has kind of a different way of looking at things. Let's put it that way. So, blessings. Greetings, this is Palladians with Ashtar Command. Greetings. The human heart is still opening. Some are, yes, as you can see, the fears within your religions, your human fears are going, you cannot see, yeah, it's actually some of you notice, the human mind is still kind of like the biggest block of one's evolution. Now for some, and there's nothing wrong with stopping your your path where you want to go. Some things just don't feel like they're going to work for you, and others just live their life in fear. Yes, the governments and all this, giving the government way more power than it will ever have. Yes, government's not perfect, but it's not. The human mind is probably the more lethal weapon here than anything else, and it's all over the place. Some are calm, collective, think clear. Others are chaotic, and just it's their entertainment. It's like the movies are not giving enough, so let's make it as in our minds, make it as insane as possible. And you'd be surprised how popular that is here. So yeah, it's more than what technology can build here fast enough for some that just need adventure constantly, or panic, or whatever it might be. Well, you'd be surprised they do bring it into this reality to some level, and then it gets stopped. It's like, okay, you've had enough fun, let's go back. Like the World War III energies, some of that also is that some want a reset of their timeline. It doesn't mean they're going to die or anything like that. It's also like, some do feel like they're going to get kicked to a reality where that is happening, and you go where you need to go, I guess. But for your own evolution, basically, the more positive you want it can find. But some are still looking for adventures. Like you might want a positive reality, but it's still there's still some energy that has not been healed. They're not always ready to accept reality for what it is either. Some have difficulties with it. So they still haven't quite figured out their direction in life, so they're grabbing onto other points of view and haven't quite figured out what they want. So you'd be surprised. You can be in your 60s, 70s, 80s and still not know what you want. There's a lot of that here right now.